Hi, everyone. It's Lisa with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome to Saturday Morning Share. Today is Saturday, July 22nd, 2023, and I'd like to welcome you all. If you're watching when this premiere goes live, thank you for watching. Please say hello and let us know where you're watching from. And thank you if you're watching the replay. So, this has been Christmas in July week here on Ink and Inspirations, and I hope you've had a chance to tune into some of the videos. They're all still up on YouTube and Facebook. And you can also check my blog at inkandinspirations.com for the projects, and the videos are posted there as well. So we've had a lot of fun this week, and I wanted to continue that and show you another card idea today with really a non-traditional Christmas color. We talked about using reds and greens and whites as the traditional colors, and we did that for some of our cards. But this one, I'm going to be using Berry Burst, a really bright pink, and I think you're going to like it, so stay tuned. But first, I want to remind you of bonus days going on with Stampin' Up! During the month of July. With your every order of $50, with each $50 increment, you earn a bonus code. This ends July 31st, and that bonus code will be emailed to you, so you need to save those emails with those codes, because you will be able to redeem them on orders in August with those codes. And so when you log into the online store, you will be able to apply those. There will be a place for you to apply those codes, and you can just copy and paste them from your email. That's the way it's worked in the past, and I feel like that's how it's going to work this time as well. So don't forget about that. Look for your email after your order. Now, let's see, Thursday evening, I had my Christmas card class featuring these cards using the Ringed with Nature stamp set that carried over from last year. And these are what I called pretty traditional colors. This is Peacock. I know it's bluish, but it was a blue-green, so I wanted to try it because I love this gingham paper. So you can get the kits for these cards mailed to you from me with an order of $40 or more before shipping and tax by Monday at midnight, July 24th. And you can use my host code up there, and that lets me know that you want those kits sent to you. Now, as always, if your order totals $150 or more before shipping and tax, don't use the host code so that you can earn the free product from Stampin' Up! In your Stampin' Rewards, and you'll be able to add those to your order before you check out. Otherwise, use that host code, and I will know that you want the kits. And if your order is $150 or more, you're going to get the kits anyway, even if you just don't use the code and get your Stampin' Rewards. Okay, so just wanted to make sure that's understood. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to get my packet here, and I'm starting with a base of 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a piece of the Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper that goes with that balloon set. If you recall, for the first Christmas in July project we did this week, I used another piece of that paper, all right, in that Azure Afternoon. And so I thought, let me try that pink. And so we're going to see what we're going to do with that. I have the paper cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just as I did on this card, and it covers the full card front. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that to this card front so that I don't misplace it. And we're just going to glue it over top just like that. So I hope you have enjoyed watching some of these Christmas projects. I've been using products that we have available right now. And I will say in September, what I like to call our holiday catalog, that will go live, and I will be ordering my catalogs to be shipped out this month So if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like for me to send you a catalog, if you're looking for a demonstrator, I'd love to serve you. And just let me know before the end of the month so I can add you to the list. Okay. All right. So I have that covering the card front. Okay. And then where's the rest of my paper? Here it is. Okay. So to hold the main image, I chose one of our deckled rectangles. So it comes in a die set here, deckled rectangle dies, and they have different, oh, this one doesn't go in there, but you see different sizes. It's a very unique set because it cuts like rectangles, but it's got this beautiful wavy edge around it, and I love it. So I thought, let me try that. But if you don't have those and you want to just cut your paper, you would cut it to 4 by 2 5/8. Okay. All right, let me take that Post-it off, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. I'm kind of keeping the card a secret today, but doesn't take long, so hang in there with me. So I am using the sentiments from Very Best Occasions, which I've used this week as well. I'm using May your days be happy, your heart be light, your Christmas merry, the new year bright. And then on the inside, I'm going to use this sentiment. So I've already got that mounted, and I am going to get a piece of scrap paper to put underneath here to protect my work surface. Move that card base out of the way. And let's ink this up. Now this is really juicy, so I'm going to test it. See, it's filling in my E's and my R's, the little loops. So I'm going to try to, it's a new ink pad, so a lot of times if it's really juicy like that, you might have a little bit of difficulty, but you know, to me, if it's still legible, it's good. And so let me try this again and just very lightly tap. All right. So on this deckled rectangle, I'm going to come up about 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just guesstimating, okay, and I'm going to stamp. Okay, that turned out pretty good there. All right. So now I'm going to use the poinsettia from Ringed with Nature, this stamp right here. Okay, so since this is a very bold color, I decided to use this by stamping off. And so I'm going to ink it up, super juicy. You see the bubbles there? Now let me get my foam mat because this is photopolymer. And it helps to have that foam mat beneath it. I'm going to stamp off, okay? And then I'm going to come over here and stamp. And the whole image does not have to be on the cardstock, okay? It can be a little off, and do it again. And I'm going to stamp right there, okay? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to push that out of the way, and I have another scrap piece of basic white, and I'm going to stamp another flower. And again, I'm going to stamp off before I stamp onto the scrap paper here. Oh, that's not a very good image. You know why? You see what happened with me not stamping on the foam mat? Our photopolymer doesn't have that thick red rubber to cushion. And so I'm going to flip it over and use this back side and stamp. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to fussy cut this out. It doesn't take long, and with our paper snips, it is very easy to do. These are super sharp. Another thing I forgot to announce is that tax-free weekend is going on from now till school starts on various weekends for several states, not very many, okay? And the things that are tax-free are things like school supplies. So for most of the states, and this week I believe it's Alabama's turn, you get no tax on like grid sheets, our paper snips, our markers, our blends, our adhesives. Did I say grid paper? Yeah. And so those are mainly the things that are tax-free for most of the states that observe the back to school tax-free weekend. So I am going to have something on my blog, and you can go there and see the states that are involved and which weekend. I know Missouri does have one, it's later on, but this is a good time. I know I stock up on adhesive. I'm probably going to get another pair of paper snips and, do that. And markers, I need some of the markers. So, all right, so I'm going to get this back in here. And this one is going to be just however you want to position that between those other two. And for this, I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals on this back side that I messed up on, but it's going to work just fine. Use those back sides of your cardstock when you need to. Okay, so I took off the paper backing, and then I'm just going to put that like that, and it stands out really pretty. Now, I need something down here, right? So I have about 10.5 inches of ribbon. So you want to know where I got this ribbon? It is a carryover, but it is no longer in the catalog. It is in the online exclusives, and I believe it's still available in there. And it's the glittered organdy ribbon. Okay, it's got the iridescent glitter on it. And what I did is I took my dark Berry Burst Stampin' Blends and I turned it over. I didn't color on the side that had the big glitter pieces. I turned it over. I used my bullet side so I wouldn't fray my brush tip, and I just lightly colored over this, okay, all the way down to get that matching color. Okay, so, and 10.5, you probably could do with 10 inches. I just, usually tie and then trim it off. So I left that 3/4 of an inch to an inch at the bottom so that I would have a place to tie my ribbon. So I'm just going to tie a simple knot, so sparkly, and then we'll pull it, and then we can trim off what we don't need. We don't want it too long. And then this side. And then I'm going to adjust it a little bit again. Turn it, turn it. There we go. Okay, so to secure that knot in place, I usually like to put a glue dot underneath the knot. Even if you tie a bow and it's tied around a piece of cardstock, this just helps secure it, okay? All right, so now let's go ahead and put this right here in the center, side to side, top and bottom, and that way we can see quite a bit of our beautiful paper that's like a watercolor wash. Again, that's from Bright and Beautiful, the 6x6 pack. That's like the birthday paper, and it goes with that balloon suite. So we're going to put this here, just like that. And then I wanted to add a gem to the center of the flowers. So I decided to go with our iridescent rhinestones. And so I'm using these smaller ones, and I'm just going to use one in the center of each one. Okay, and then let's get our inside ready. Where's my white? Here it is. So I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white for the inside. And I'm going to stamp, "May you enjoy the warmth of family this season." And we're going to ink that up and stamp it toward the top in the center. And then I'm going to take my poinsettia again, ink it up, bring in my foam mat, stamp it off, and then I'm going, oh, I got ink up there. It's going to cover up with a flower. There we go. And then if you want to, go ahead and put another gem here on the inside. And then we can finish out our card. By putting that on the inside, and we're going to have another Christmas card ready to go. So, experiment with your colors. I've said before that I don't usually make all of the same kind of card. I just play around with different products and stamp sets and colors. And so I'll make a few of these and have those to send out and then go on to something else. But I really like this one. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? I mean, I like the faintness of the flowers because we stamped off. Okay. And one more reminder about my online Christmas card class. For these 3 kits, it won't have any stamped images in it, but you'll get all the cut pieces, and I've done the embossing for you and the die cutting for you. You'll have to use your own stamps, but even if you don't have the Ringed with Nature set, which is this one, you could find another set that you have that would work fine. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks so much for joining me. Stay tuned. Next Monday, I plan, which is in a couple of days, and the last day you can order to get this. I'm going to have like a recap, and I'm trying to post all the cards that I made on my blog. So be sure you visit inkinspirations.com to check that out. Have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.